What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, and I do want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for understanding that AI now runs YouTube, so we got to be as careful as possible. It is allowing discussions, analysis, and news about crypto, NFTs, and blockchain technology. That's all that this video is. We're going to be going over the news article, we're going to be going over the price action, and we're going to be going over the overall market, and it's simply discussing it, right? It's not a promise, promotion, suggestion, recommendation, or guarantee of any kind, so let's talk about it. Right now, the market is extremely fearful, and it's been so for the majority of 2025 into 2026. Very, very briefly, for the first 4 days of 2026, we had a nice little green rally that took us up to a neutral situation. And shortly thereafter, boom, fell off the side of a cliff, dropping Bitcoin from $95,000 down to $60,000. It bounced off that level, coming back up to nearly 70, and of course, now it's back down to 66. And everything else is following suit. You've got major altcoins like Solana, Dogecoin, Ethereum, XRP, BNB, go on down the list, guys. It's all down heavy on the day, and it's all down heavy on the week. We're talking 20% declines in some of the biggest cryptocurrencies in the entire world. This is bear market territory. Now, let me say this. This is actually still following that 4-year cycle perfectly. I do get annoyed because thinking about it, I anticipated that the bull market peak of 2025 would have occurred about a week to 2 weeks after it apparently actually occurred. And that's annoying because I was very close to my goal. I was very close to shaving my positions. And of course, here I am still in accumulation mode. Now, clearly, I would have been much, much better off if I had shaved or sold all of my positions, come back in, and accumulated at bear market bottom prices. Right now, what we're seeing is the 4-year cycle perfectly intact. Now, I don't know if it's going to stay that way or if it's going to change, but this is nothing that we haven't been through before. This is nothing that we haven't already accomplished. Guys, we are literally sitting here with the playbook written out in front of us. All we have to do is take advantage of it. And that's why I continue to accumulate. I believe that this industry will grow, and it grows in cycles. Now, these analysts say that SHIB Inu coin is potentially eyeing a rally. Doesn't feel like it, and I highly doubt that we see that rally during extremely fearful times. But SHIB Inu coin trading at approximately 580 points per coin, starting around 597 before briefly climbing to 605 where it met resistance. The token failed to sustain gains above key 600 point per coin levels of support, or resistance zones, and reversed sharply, breaking support and entering a clear downtrend with consecutive lower highs and lower lows. Selling pressure puts the price down to 580 points per coin, where it's stabilized near the current levels. And of course, Bitcoin potentially, this is not a SHIB Inu coin chart right here. SHIB Inu coin currently trading at the time that I'm recording at about 578 points per coin, right where they're talking about in this article. Bitcoin, though, this is a very important chart for Bitcoin. This is the weekly chart, and this is a 200-week moving average. This moving average has held up as a major level of support since Bitcoin's inception. If I traded it over to a monthly chart, it would be the 50-month moving average holding up as major support. And that is exactly where Bitcoin is heading right now, coming down to test this support. It did so roughly in the range last week, and of course it's doing so again this week. This is what I believe the bottom could be. Does that mean that it is? Absolutely not. Times in the past, it briefly fell below that level before recovering, using it as support, and rallying much, much higher off of it. Guys, imagine being able to pick up Bitcoin down at that level at 20 grand and watching it 5-6x increase to 126 grand. Incredible opportunity. We may be setting up for the same thing, because that's what it did back in 2020 into 2021. Bitcoin going from $3,000 per coin, 20xing. Think about that, to $60,000 per coin. Now, do I think that Bitcoin is going to 20, 12? No, the next rally might only be a 3, 4, 5x increase. I don't know what the future holds. But what I do know is that markets work in cycles, and we're seeing the cycle play out in front of us exactly how it's done so in the past. Now, that keeps me optimistic about Shiba Inu coin, even though it's testing current floors. Shiba Inu coin has rallied off this current level, this floor level, this 500, 600 point per coin level multiple times in the past. Twice in 2021, once in 2024, and of course it could be doing it again in 2026. Now, do I believe that Shiba Inu coin is immediately going to go to 2,000 to 3,000 points per coin like some of these analysts are hoping for? No, but I do believe that that's major resistance. So they're not wrong on their levels. They're just slightly too optimistic while the situation is fearful. Shiba Inu coin can absolutely thrive during a greedy or extremely greedy situation. It's the fear that drives meme coins lower.